I talk to a lot of resellers and I'm constantly hit up on fees they've never seen or ever heard of. Today we're going to look at some of the fees that most people don't have a clue of on eBay. Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to talk about some of the fees that you will find on eBay that most people are completely and utterly unaware of. If you sell certain items, there are some waste fees, processing fees, other types of fees that you will be totally unaware of until you hit into one of those areas. Let's hop over to eBay right now and show you some fees that will surprise many of you. So we're in eBay right now, and it's the taxes and import charges section of the user agreement, and this goes into some detail. Now we're just going to skip through all the taxes and the breakdowns. Everybody should know about sales tax and the whole works. We're going to go down to here where you see mattress recycling fee. Now, if you've never bought a bed or anything else like that over state lines or anything else like that, you probably haven't a clue that anything like this exists. Now, part of it exists because of the cost to break these materials down, get the wood back out, the metal and all that kind of thing. It's basically a fee to process it instead of just throwing these things into landfills is the gist of it. Some states do it, California, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Each of them has a different setup to it. It's something that's been going around, so it's a fee that you will see occasionally if you buy that sort of material. It has nothing, I repeat, nothing to do with eBay. None of these fees we're going to show you here are anything eBay instigated, set up, or anything else like that. If anything, what I have found is eBay actually tried to challenge some of these fees so they wouldn't have to deal with them. Just like the state sales tax, all of this kind of thing went to court, so FYI. Now, one of the biggest ones on here, which most people who sell over state lines to certain items won't know until the very day they sell an item, are the electronic waste recycling fees. Now, that is from California. That's if you sell remanufactured and new NOS computers and things with, I think it's screens bigger than a certain size. You have to pay a fee. Now, you can go dig into the exact law. There's a page set up just for that from the state of California. So if you sell something to them, anybody in California or vice versa, if you're in California, sell it somewhere else, there could be a fee assessed. So even on some computers, if you list them as refurbished or something like that, you could have to pay a fee. There are some items in that category in general that you could have to pay a fee just because of the item it is. So I would look out for anything if you're selling electronic items and you get hit by some sort of fee at the end. It's an e-waste disposal fee, basically, so that they can break down the materials and recycle the computer or whatever the machinery is you're selling. Some of the fees are pretty hefty, so you want to look into that before you do anything. Again, none of these fees are from eBay. None of these fees were instigated or done by eBay. I'm on eBay's side with their idea on these fees. I don't think eBay should have to worry about it, but again, this is what it is, and there's not much choice we have. Now, here's one that many people are totally caught unaware of. Texas has a battery recycling fee for some lead-type acid batteries. Now, these are batteries that you might see like on an e-bike or something like that. They are rechargeable. They usually are done through a trickle process, a trickle charger. They're used in a lot of things. A lot of kids' toys you may find them in, like the little four-wheelers that you see out there, and the little tiny Volkswagens, the little like toddlers can ride in and things like that. A lot of those rechargeable style of kids' toys can have some of the lead acid batteries in them. So you also need to check on the whole aspect of what this says in here too. eBay has links to every single one of these right to the states or the site that talks about the specifics to each one of these regulations. The electronic waste and the battery recycling fees, these two right here, probably encompass two of the biggest ones that an average seller will run into. Like with the Texas one way to alleviate this is just not sell the batteries in equipment. If you're selling something, don't sell the batteries with it. Just sell the equipment, especially if it's going to be able to be sold in Texas or, say, California for electronics. Now, on eBay, you have no technical way to block anybody from California or Texas from buying from you. I wouldn't want to cut out that big of a chunk of the population either. Texas is a big state, and California is huge comparatively to most other states. So these are just something you're going to have to learn to live with because it is the law of the land. Now, there are a few other ones, including one in my own state of Ohio. Now, there's a tire recycling fee, and this will come to play in average people who sell average things. I have shipped rims and tires through the mail. You don't even have to wrap them. You can just tape up a label on a tire unwrapped or a rim and have it shipped through the mail that way. Now, a rim could get damaged just because of what it is, but tires usually don't have any issues. There are some fees, though, if the rims are 13 inches more here in Ohio. So if you run into, like, you selling junk parts or something like that, there could be fees assessed on some of the items that you're selling. Something else, again, eBay has no bearing on. This is just state-by-state regulations. California has a similar one here. Now, people burn tires and things like that. That's why there are fees on them, because you're burning them. It's harmful to the environment. It's harmful to the person that's burning them, and it's harmful in the ground when this stuff melts and sticks into the ground. So anyway, there's reasons for all of this. It's a standard fee. If I'm in state, there's disposal fees for a tire. If I have, tires swapped out at a automotive store. Around here, you've got to pay the fees no matter what. So the fact that they impose them going out of the state or coming into the state, it's the same basic thing I pay normally anyway. Same with the California, Washington, Texas law over batteries, or California with their aspect of it too. Now there's one more area, and it's called white goods disposal tax. I'm not sure why it comes up as white goods. Maybe most appliances are white finished. I kind of like the black finished refrigerators and stuff personally, but I'm assuming that's why it comes from that. Now this covers in North Carolina like ovens, refrigerators, heaters, and washers. Now, just because it states those specific items, in some cases, you may have to look further into it because it could also cover parts for those types of equipment. So if you sell heaters or elements or things like that, there could be some other fees. A lot of these items may have, like electrical equipment, that may have something in them that's either harmful or costs more for disposal because of breakdown fees or something like that. These are all things that you should know about. Don't be caught off guard by things like this. These are standardized fees. Most all of these fees as well have nothing, as I said, to do with eBay. You will see them on other platforms also. Say Amazon, for example. There are fees on some things just like this in certain states. It's the same basic principle. As I've said many times in the past, know the rules for the sites you're selling on. Don't just start selling on a platform without understanding all the fees and stuff associated with it. All of these things are legal requirements you have to do, and eBay legally has to collect for them. So eBay handles the collection of some of these, but you're going to have to be assessed fees in many different cases just like this. So be careful and understand these rules. These are something that will help you out so there's no confusion later on. I get asked all the time on this fee, that fee, and 99% of the time the fees being levied against folks for selling certain items are all tied to these specific rules and regulations I'm showing you right here, especially the one in California for electronics and the batteries in Texas. These are ones that are popping up left and right when people enter into these sorts of categories. Always, always, always go over the rules. Know how much it costs to do anything on the site if you are going to invest into the site itself. It may take you some time to read over stuff. It may take you some time to figure out what's going on, but you should probably do that before you get caught into a situation where you need to know and you can't figure it out. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Well, there we have it. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
My favorite fancy fruit is fancy pink grapefruit.
Announcing new fancy fruits from Lifesavers.
This thing tastes exactly like a fancy fruit apple Lifesaver. I wonder what it's called.
Fancy fruits, the candy that doesn't taste like candy. New fancy fruits taste more like real fruit than anything you ever popped in your mouth. Fancy fruits, you get more slices in a longer roll. Picked and packed by Lifesavers.